got oil filter pliers, and we've got a strap wrench. If the oil filter pliers turn out to be a little bit too big, well, the strap wrench is kind of universal. It's just a matter of getting it on there to twist the thing off.
Alright.
And when you put a new filter on, I mean, you really don't need to wrench it down too hard, but we'll see what the last person did as far as putting it on.
I'm going to come around the other side.
Alright, so our oil filter pliers are looking to be a little bit too big. Oh, no we're not. We have twist.
Sweet.
Because yeah, it actually looks like it might be a little bit tough getting a strap wrench back up in there to do that. So this is good news. And actually, now that we're doing this, you might want to find a socket type oil filter wrench, because that will be a lot easier.
Yeah. Well, I will also say that the new filter has a bolt in the front.
Yeah, there you go.
So that might change everything.
Yep. Yeah, that you just used a regular socket on that. Okay, so we've got that loose. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and put the oil drain plug back in. It looks like that is down to just a very slow drip.
Okay.
And one thing too with these drain plugs is these are normally magnetic. So like if your engine, if you're getting shavings off of the engine, if you're getting look for little metal bits on the end of the thing when you take it off. Yours looks nice and clean, so there's no words there.
And we're going to kind of wipe the area around there, make sure there's no crud on the mating surfaces. Run your oil drain plug up in there, finger tight. Snug it in, and then give it, you know, if you want to put a torque wrench on it, you can. But like, you know, we used to say we're using a regular wrench. You know, the standard was the German Guten tight.
Okay.
You know, you don't want to like really crank down on this thing, because if you strip the threads on that oil pan, you are screwed.
Okay.
That's going to be an ugly repair.
Alright.
But like I said, it's got that washer on there that'll seal it up pretty good.
Okay.
But like I said, if you want to use a torque wrench, go for it. I've gotten to where I just, you know, I'll get it up and I'll run it up with the wrench, give it a little. Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good and tight. Now what I'm going to do is move the oil pan up in front of the engine here.
Alright.
So when we spin that oil filter off, you know, you're going to get some drippage. You can already see it starting to come out of there.
Yeah.
And I'll, you know, turn the filter upside down so it'll drain, or on its side so it'll drain. Again, your handy dandy shop rag kind of clean things up a little bit. You definitely want to wipe your mating surfaces. See that metal part right there around the edge?
Mm-hmm.
That's where your O-ring's going to seal against that housing.
Okay.
So you want to make sure there's not any kind of debris there
Right.
that's going to cause that O-ring not to seal against it. And again, keep it clean as best you can. Man, it's kind of a bummer you got the chrome filter.
Why a bummer?
Well, because nobody's even going to be able to see it with that
Oh.
stuff in front of it.
I think it was the same price either.
Yeah, they
or.
are. It's the same way with the Harley filters.
I didn't even know where the filter was, so I had no way of knowing whether it would show. But I figured if it did show, I want it to be chrome.
All right, so we're getting ready to put our filter back on here. Yeah, some guy, before you spin the filter on, you want to lubricate the O-ring on the outside of that.
Let me see that. Okay. All right. Good. Yeah.
You want to lubricate that O-ring. If you don't, what can happen is, as you're spinning it on, even with just your hand, you can spin that filter hard enough to where the filter will keep moving, but that O-ring will stop against the metal surface of the housing, and it'll pinch and cause a gap there, and you'll get a leak on your oil filter.
All right.
So what you do to prevent that is you take some of your nice new clean oil that you're going to use in your engine. Some guys will use like the dirty oil that just came out of the engine. I kind of prefer the new nice clean stuff.
Yeah.
Just to make sure it's free of contaminants. But you put a little bit in the cap, take your finger, and then just put some of that oil on that O-ring.
Okay.
And like I said, that's going to allow that O-ring to spin on the metal surface without stopping,
Right.
as you're tightening it down. So, okay. Then we're going to give one last wipe on that mating surface on the housing. Put it on the threads. Make sure it spins freely on the threads. And again, the filters on the box or on your service manual, the box will usually say, well, you spin it down until it makes contact and then give it like a quarter turn or something like that.
Right.
I prefer to go with the old Gutentite again.
Right.
Again, you shouldn't need to put a wrench on this thing. Hand tight, even with slippery hands, is usually good enough for this thing.
Right.
You know, it's not like it's gonna come loose during operation. Yeah, and again, I don't know what the last guy used to put it on, whether if he did it just hand tight, but as you saw, I mean, it was, you know, you definitely had to work a little bit to kind of unspin it. Okay, put the rag on there. And since I can't really get a good grip on it, I'll give it a little bit of a spin. But that's as far as I'm going to go with it, right there.
Okay.
And that should be good and tight.
Cool.
So, that's the oil filter.
All right.
And then we'll get stuff out of the way here, and we'll put back on your ignition components and the guard on there. Get that white in the area. Yeah, because depending on where this oil runs down to, you know,
as you're running down the road and the engine components and this stuff heats up, you know, you're liable to get that oil smell as the stuff kind of evaporates and cooks off. All right. And at this point, I think I'm going to take a quick break.
Okay then.